Y'all, how you guys doing today? I'm back here with another video of Technology Tech. Today we're going to be talking about the Galaxy S21 Ultra first impressions. So this year Samsung came out with three different smartphones, the S21, the S21 Plus, and the S21 Ultra. I feel like they're all great smartphones, but today in this review we're going to be talking about the Galaxy S21 Ultra. So let's first talk about the camera because the camera is one of the bigger improvements. This year Samsung has two telephoto lenses, which is pretty crazy that they have two telephoto lenses now. You still have the same 100 times zoom, but I feel like the zoom, I heard the zoom is a lot better this year. You still get the same 8K video with the last year's. You still get the same 108 megapixel camera. So when it comes to video and megapixels on camera and zoom and all that has been improved. It's just that Samsung added another telephoto lens this year, which is pretty crazy. And they added that new 3D depth vision sensor with the S21 Ultra that came from the last year's Note 20 Ultra. So Samsung did improve on that as well. The display is actually slightly shorter this year. The Ultra model is only 6.8 inches, which was the same size the Note 10 Plus. Now, last year it was 6.9 inches. So now they're shortening it to 6.8 inches. But don't worry, you still get the same 120 hertz display. You still get the same 1440p resolution. You still get the same 5,000 mAh battery, all that. You still get the same 25 watts of charging, but Samsung also downgraded. You'll no longer be able to go up to the 45 watts of charging like you get with the last year's S21, the last year's S20 Ultra. So it's pretty crazy. So they got rid of that as well. They made the screen is a lot more smaller. You don't even get expandable storage no more. You don't even get a charging block or headphones in the box anymore. Personally, I like the S20 Ultra design a lot better. And the S20 Ultra is going to be a lot more cheaper now since it's a year old. And the S21 Ultra is newer. If it was my opinion, I would tell you 100% buy last year's S20 Ultra. The S20 Ultra is just a lot better than the S21. Samsung just downgraded a lot this year. It's crazy that the S20 Ultra is going to be cheaper this year. And actually, the S20 Ultra comes with more stuff. The S20 Ultra actually came with a charging block and headphones in the box. The S20 Ultra was also capable of the 45 watts of charging. The S20 Ultra was also capable of expandable storage and had a slightly bigger 6.9-inch display. And I just feel like the more futuristic design with the S20 Ultra. But overall, you get 12 gigs of RAM with the S21 Ultra. You still get the same up to 16 gigs of RAM. So I'm happy that Samsung didn't downgrade on the RAM this year like they did with the other S20 and S20 Plus. S21, S21 Plus. So they did that. So yeah, they still have the same 120 hertz display. So it's not that really big of improvement. They did improve on the chipset with the Snapdragon 888, and they also improved with the Exynos chipset. So Samsung improved on a lot of that as well. So you should see some improvement on powerfulness. The camera's a lot better this year because obviously they had the telephoto lens. The photos are obviously going to be a lot better. And Samsung with their new software update is going to improve on a lot with the more futuristic design. So yeah, it's going to look really nice. And this year, they added the S Pen. This is the first S series phone to have the S Pen support. This year, you now have the S Pen support with the S21 Ultra. Only with the S21 Ultra, not with the S21 nor the S21 Plus. So I'm happy that Samsung isn't putting the S Pen on even their S series smartphones, which is pretty crazy that Samsung doing it on the S20, on the S series smartphones, which is pretty crazy. So now you don't have to buy the Note series smartphones if you want the S Pen support. But the S Pen is a lot different this year. There's actually two different S Pens you can get. There's their S Pen and the S Pen Pro, but you have to buy them separately. So that's a downgrade from the Note series, which the Note series came with the S Pen in the box. Now they don't include it in the box. You have to actually go and buy it separately, which is pretty crazy. And there's no slot to put the S Pen in, so it's pretty crazy as well. So you have to carry it around. They did make customizable cases where you can put the S Pen in, which is pretty crazy. So I'm happy that Samsung did that as well. So there's a lot that's coming with this year's Samsung devices. So there's a lot to see with this year's Samsung devices. But overall, it was more this year of cheaper in the price because this year S21 Ultra starts at $1,250, which is pretty crazy. It starts at 256 gigabytes of storage. So they did improve on some stuff, but they were mostly focused on lowering the price this year. So if you have last year's S20 series, please do not upgrade and waste your money on the new S21. Save your money and keep your S21 series. The S20, save your money and keep the S20 series from last year. This is a whole lot better. The S20 series, in my opinion, had better specs for the price. But yep, that's pretty much it. This is just a first impression, so I'm not going to talk about all the stuff this year, but just keep in note, you still get the same 120 hertz display with the S21 Ultra. Still get the same 1440p. Still get the same up to 16 gigs of RAM. Still get the same 5,000 mAh battery. All that. You still get the same 100 times zoom. Still saying 8K video. Still saying 108 megapixel camera. All that. So yeah. But that's pretty much it for my first impressions with the Galaxy S21 Ultra. I feel like Samsung did a great job with lowering the price, but I'm just hoping that next year with the Galaxy S22 series, they actually improve on the specs, because I'm not really happy with Samsung downgrading specs. Plus, Samsung, they made fun of Apple for getting rid of charging. They're doing the same thing. But we have to talk about that in my review. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them down below and I'll try to answer them. See you guys in the next video that I post.